Last time we spoke, I was about to get deported, and I'm just going to give you an update on how that's going and how I'm coping with where I am at the moment. Salibonani Makadini, this is the authentic channel. This is the channel where we talk about the realities of being an immigrant living abroad. And I just want to say that I do realize that most of the videos that I say talk about the downsides of being in the UK and just being an immigrant in general. That is not to say that there are no upsides. This channel is just a voice among the many because there's so many people talking about the upsides of living abroad. And I just feel like we need a channel that talks about the other side of things because there's so many people that are betting their lives on the videos that we post online. There's many people that are making bets based on what people are saying online. And if everyone's saying it's great, it's great, it's great, then those people are selling their furniture, their cars to come here, only knowing about the good side of things. So my channel is the other side. Those people need to know the upsides of being in the UK and the downsides of being in the UK. So when you come to my channel, don't be discouraged and think that it's all negative, it's all, it's absolutely doom and gloom. No, it's just to sort of balance with the other videos of other creators that are talking about the good sides of living abroad. It is not all glitter and gold, and I need for us to balance that playground. This is the authentic channel where we tell it like it is. We don't act like we're making it. And if that's your vibe, please like and subscribe and join the community. So, life update. How am I doing? Have I been deported? Am I still in the UK? So, crisis has been averted for now, okay? When you last saw me, I was like applying to every job that I can find. I was on Indeed, LinkedIn, trying recruitment companies. I was applying to everything and even applying to jobs that are like way below what I'm already being paid at the moment. Like at one point, I applied for a job that's like £7,000 below what I make at the moment. So that's how desperate I'd gotten, because in that moment, I wasn't thinking of in terms of like benefits, salary, how far I've gone. I was just thinking in terms of like I need to secure a sponsorship. And if you watched the last video, you know that I will be turning 4 years in the UK in July. So it was purely about, listen, I've got 1 year till I get my PR. I need to just secure a sponsorship. If it means being paid way less than I deserve to be paid, so be it. The main thing and the main goal is for me to just survive the next year. So as it is, I have my sponsorship and things are looking good at the moment. But I still have the PTSD of feeling like I'm not fully settled. Like where I live, I don't even have a TV in my house, because that's the reality of being on a sponsorship that I want people to understand, especially people moving with their families, is that there is no full security. You're always thinking this could end at any time, especially if you're met with a situation where it almost ends. And it doesn't need to be anything dramatic like you getting laid off or something like that. It could simply be the company doing layoffs, company not having enough hours. You look at someone the wrong way at work and they don't like you, get managed out. It's just so many things that you don't anticipate that could happen and ruin your chances of staying in the UK. So for the people that want to move here, and the people that are already moved here, that's just the normal feeling. It's just you don't feel fully settled. There's many moves that I've wanted to make. There's some people that want to buy houses. There's some people that want to buy furniture. I can't even buy furniture because I'm just like, I don't know when this is going to end. And it's not like at the moment, there's not necessarily something that is holding me ransom to that thought of like, this could end any moment. But because it's happened to me before where I was about to lose the sponsorship, I was thinking I need a game plan for when I go home. And also, you're seeing on the media certain things happening, like people in South Africa right now, Zimbabweans in South Africa, they've had to go back home. In Ireland, there's been some riots where some immigrants were burnt, immigrant houses were burnt, and there's just unrest everywhere. So as an immigrant, you will never be fully settled. And before you quit your job as the finance director of Immigrant and you want to try life abroad, you need to be aware of that reality. You're never fully settled. You're never fully settled. And there's always the fear of like, if this thing disappears, the whole life that I've built here disappears. And even when you have your papers, look at the people in South Africa, even if when you have your papers, again, never fully settled, because when the riots start, when they were burning people's houses in Ireland, they were not checking if people have the correct documentation. They weren't. They were just looking at the color of your skin. They were just looking, do you have an accent? And they were burning your house, and they were attacking, and they were running after you. So at the end of the day, that's the reality, that you need to know that you're exchanging the peace of being home in Zimbabwe for being alert every time, really. Now, it's no use for me to come here and talk about how unsafe I feel without giving you guys any advice for those that are feeling that way, of how to handle this, how I've been handling it, how I've been handling the uncertainty that the sponsorship puts in my life, and the uncertainty of being an immigrant abroad is, right now I'm majoring on community. Community is just, it's what kept me through trying to get my sponsorship secured in the time that I was struggling, and it's what's keeping me going now post that event and with the PTSD of that event. So I found myself a little Zim church. It's a small church. There's like about less than 100 people in there. And I was just struggling with the thing of like being in really big churches and no one knows me and I feel invisible. I found myself a small little church. I feel like I'm making friends there. I'm making aunties there. And I'm trying to infiltrate that and just be known and be not invisible. And I've made a friend. I've recently started bringing those friends into my inner circle. A few friends that I've made from work, bringing them into my inner circle of like, let's do sleepovers, let's do more stuff together. So I've just been majoring on communities, asking people back home to link me up with Zimbabweans that they know here. That's what's been keeping me going in the uncertainty of it all. What we need is we need advice, first of all. So you need somebody to be able to tell, listen, I'm about to get deported. Have you gone through this? And it's funny because when I was going through that situation, there's an older lady at my church who was going through the exact same thing. And so she came to me and talked to me. And it's nice for you to be like, oh, I'm not alone. I'm not alone, because you start to sort of feel like, especially for somebody who lives by themselves, you start to feel, you can lose your mind really, because you're just feeling like a failure, or I'm failing to do this. Other people are doing that, and that. And the spirit of comparison sort of overshadows everything that you have so far achieved. And you're thinking, right, I've no one to fall back on. No husband to fall back on or auntie to fall back on. It's just me by myself in a foreign land, and I'm about to lose the only thing that's anchoring me to this place. So community has been the biggest driver of how I'm trying to keep sane in this time. The second thing that I'm doing to keep sane is trying to be honest with the people back home. I do feel like when you are an immigrant abroad, you sort of try to maintain this persona of somebody who's got it together. And it's not even from a pride point of view, but from the point of view that when you complain about your problems, you sound ungrateful. If other people are complaining about not having water, the government has done this time, they want to take away our voting rights, your problem sort of, when you say I'm lonely, you say, oh, I want to go for a trip, but I have no one to go with. It sounds stupid to them, and you end up feeling like your problems are lesser than. You start to feel like your problems don't make sense, like they won't get it. And I feel like recently it's been a great help for me to be honest to some of the people. It's not all of them that I can be honest with, but to be honest to some of the people, to say, listen, I've got my own struggles. This is what's happening with me. And I've made sure to keep my mom. My mom has been my biggest rock in all of this, and telling her exactly what's going on. Because sometimes you don't want to stress your parents. You don't want to stress your parents. This week you're saying, this has happened. Oh, now I'm getting deported. Oh, I'm so lonely. I just want to come home. You end up feeling like you're burdening them, and the expectations that they have for you sit heavily on your shoulders, because when you left and they were celebrating and they threw a party for you, they were thinking that your life is going to be better. So when you're coming back with that feedback of your life being an actual train wreck, you feel like you're almost disappointing them. You feel like you're almost disappointing their expectations of what your life is going to be. You feel an obligation for you to be doing well, because that's what's expected. You're abroad, you're supposed to be doing well. But I have long stopped acting like I'm doing well. These days, if I have a situation, I'm writing it in the family group chat. This is the situation. I've stopped trying to pamper them and trying to not tell them my problems, because I don't want them to worry. I'm just, listen, this is what's going on. I'm about to get deported because of ABCD. I've stopped trying to hold all of that on my own. And the final tip that I'm going to give today, this is going to be really awkward, but it's fantasizing about better days. that's the other thing that I've been trying to do, is just fantasizing about better days. Now, if I'm in a situation where the shift is so long, my back hurts, my feet hurt, and I'm wondering if it was worth it. And lately I've been falling into the spirit of comparison. Like, and I'm sure this is the case for most people my age, most young adults. You're online, you're looking at people's Facebook posts and you're thinking, oh, this person's done this. Like, I haven't bought a house yet. I don't have land yet, and all of this stuff. And so you sort of start to feel like, am I behind? Like, am I performing to the best of my abilities? Am I being lazy? So I've started to sort of fantasize about what life for me is going to look like once I get my permanent residence. What's the plan for me? I'm left with 1 year, and like, just fantasizing about, like, if you've had to move here and you're doing a job that you shouldn't be doing, that you're overqualified for, just sitting there, some call it meditation, some call it manifestation, whatever, just picturing yourself, climbing back to the job that you actually want to do, or traveling to the places that you want to travel to, and imagining real life scenarios of you when you reach that mark. So I've just been trying to let my mind go further into the future, because if I'm in this moment and I'm looking 6 months 6 months away from the moment that I am in, and right now the situation is not going well, I'm feeling threatened, I'm feeling unsafe, like, it can feel like everything is crumbling in, everything that you've worked for is crumbling in. But just like me fantasizing about what it's going to look like if I get my permanent residence, and all the opportunities that might come my way if I get my permanent residence, has really been helping me. I'm gonna cut that video there. I do apologize that I've not been posting, but as you can imagine, if your visa is at risk, like, I'm not thinking about posting YouTube videos, I'm not thinking about posting TikTok videos, I'm thinking I need to secure my sponsorship. And so I've not been paying any attention to my social media whatsoever, because the main thing that I have going on for me was at risk. So if this is the type of content that you're interested in, if you're looking for authenticity and the reality of life abroad, this is the channel for you. Please join the family, and thank you for watching.